All right, here we go. This is Garrett, tears2joyministries.org. This video is called Breaking Down the Masturbation Process. I want to break it down step by step. You know the video will be short. You know that I do that on purpose. But let's break down step by step what this whole thing is about. Let's break it down so you can get more educated, so you can be more blessed, so you can understand what's really going on with you, so you can understand what's going on with others. All right, let's get started. Let's break this down. There can be 10,000 reasons why God orders you to battle against masturbation at a specific time in your life, but the big one is because of pride. So your pride got stronger, and God is going to order you to battle against masturbation, maybe for a week, maybe 3 months, maybe 3 years. Maybe a long time. The number one reason is because of pride. And God's going to send a demon to start giving you some bad thoughts and bad imaginations. And out of nowhere, these bad thoughts and bad imaginations are going to start happening in your mind. And they come out of nowhere. You weren't expecting it. You weren't even thinking about it. It wasn't even on your mind, but they come out of nowhere because God sends the demon to start implanting bad thoughts and bad pictures in your mind. They could be pornographic thoughts and pictures. It could be thoughts about your ex-husband. It could be thoughts about when you were having sex when you were a teenager. It could be flashbacks to porn videos. It could be masturbation thoughts. So these bad thoughts and bad imaginations will start to gently attack you. And the bad thoughts and bad pictures will most likely get worse and worse. Now, I'm not giving you a formula here. I'm breaking down an example step by step of what happens. Now the demon and your flesh, let's back up. God is going to have your flesh get aroused. The sinful carnal nature inside of you, God's going to allow it to get a little bit stronger. And it's going to get a little stronger and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that sinful carnal nature in you rising up. And as the flesh gets stronger and stronger, with some of you, it's designed to go to sexual sinning. God designed it that way. With some of you, it's been designed to go to masturbation. And as God is giving permission for your flesh to get stronger and stronger, it's going to attract a couple demons to you. The flesh attracts demons like a beacon of light flashing. It's like a red light flashing to attract the demons to come to you. This is what the flesh does in that situation. It gets stronger and it attracts some demons to come to you. And in this situation, it's going to be sexual type evil spirits. And what you're going to notice is, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're going to start noticing your private parts of your body. Now, you weren't doing that the last 6 months. You weren't taking notice of your private parts. You weren't looking at yourself in the mirror. You weren't thinking about it and thinking about it. And what the demon does is he starts to make you take notice of your private parts. He starts to build a sexual lust having to do with your private parts. He does this in your mind, in your heart, and with the private parts of your body. At this point here, I'm not saying that the demon is living in your hand, the hand that you use to masturbate. And I'm not saying that the demon is actually living in your private parts yet. I'm saying that he's making you take notice of it. You might be in the shower, and for the first time in 6 months, you might touch yourself just a little bit, just a tiny, tiny bit. Or when you get up in the morning out of bed, you might notice you're taking notice of your private parts now. Your flesh is getting stronger. You're getting some bad thoughts in your mind now. You're getting some bad pictures in your mind now. And it's going to get stronger and stronger. And you're going to get, and as the flesh gets stronger, and as you get tempted more and more, in this situation, in this story that I'm telling, God is going to allow it to get worse and worse. And you're going to get tempted by the flesh and by the demons more and more to touch your body. And when you do that, at some point, a demon will enter your hand and your private parts, or 2 demons will, one in each place. And they're going to start to form an addiction, a sexual addiction to masturbation and possibly pornography and sex and real sex with real people. But that's not what this video is about. This video is a step-by-step. So as it gets stronger and stronger, and you're in the shower or you're in your bed, you'll masturbate for the first time in 1 month, first time in 6 months, first time in 2 years. And as you do that, your flesh is getting stronger and stronger. You see, while you're masturbating, you're feeding your flesh, and it's getting sexually stronger, sexually aroused, and it's getting stronger. And the demons are lusting more and more. And now you got the demons living inside of you with your hand and your private parts, one or the other or both. And when you're done masturbating, the flesh is going to want to do it again that night or tomorrow or the next day or the next week. The flesh wants to be fed and fed. And because the demons are lusting inside of you. The demons are using you to fulfill their lust. They're using your body. They're going to push you to do it again later that night or tomorrow or the next week. When and how? Whenever Jesus gives permission. That's when and that's how. So let's continue. Now the bad thoughts about sex and porn and masturbation and getting married and finding a boyfriend and having a baby and a family and on are attacking you day and night. It's getting worse and worse every day, worse and worse every week, because God has ordered this. God has planned it. God is allowing it to happen on purpose because of your pride. And now the demons are lusting inside of you more and more. And they're living in your hand and they're living in your private parts. And now you're masturbating on a semi-regular basis or a regular basis. And it's getting stronger and stronger. And the lust is worse and worse. And you can't stop. You cannot stop. And this is very, very humbling. This crushes your pride. So let's continue now. Now the demons are living inside of you. And I'll explain it the best I can if you'll be patient with me. They're connected to your mind. They're connected to your heart. They're connected to your soul. They're connected to your body. They're connected to your private parts. They're connected to your hand. They're connected somehow possibly to your sexual organs. And when you're watching porn and masturbating, while you're actually doing it, they're lusting and lusting and lusting, and they're getting off. And because of that, you're lusting and lusting. And they don't want to stop, and they don't want you to stop. And this will go on as long as Jesus allows. So they're connected to us. They're connected inside of us to our organs somehow, to our senses, to our sexuality, to our actual private parts, to our hands, to our mind and heart and soul and emotions. And when you're masturbating and you actually have an orgasm, the demon somehow, some way, I don't know how, is having an orgasm too. And that's why most of the time when you have an orgasm, the demon has one. And if you're sensitive in the spirit, you can feel it inside of you. And then the whole thing usually dies down, but sometimes a person will masturbate again right then and right there a second time. Because the flesh and the demons are so out of control now, you're now masturbating twice in a row, 3 times in a row. You might masturbate 5 times in 24 hours. You might be masturbating 4 to 8 times a day. Because your flesh wants to be fed more and more and more so it can grow stronger. And the demons want to lust more and more and more, and they're using your body as a vessel to fulfill their lusts. And it's going to go on and on until Jesus sends grace, mercy, blessings, favor, and protection. This is going to go on as long as Jesus orders. This is going to go as deep and as badly as Jesus orders. And you will be set free, oh, praise God, the absolute second Jesus orders. So now you're lusting so bad that when you're at work, you're actually lusting after coworkers that you never thought about before in that way. And you're lusting so badly now that when you're in church and you're looking around at the other people, you're really lusting after some of the attractive churchgoers, and you weren't doing that before. And now when you're at the gas station and at the supermarket, you're actually finding other people very lustfully attractive now that you did not do that before. This is a step-by-step process. You'll be looking at new porn sites, different porn sites, better porn sites, different kinds of porn, on and on and on, as the lust, the flesh, and the demons get stronger and stronger and stronger. So when you're masturbating, your flesh is excitingly being fed. The demons are the lust in the demons is being fed. And they want to have an orgasm, and they want you to have one so they can have one. And I don't know how it works, and I'm not God, and I'm not Elijah, but I'm telling you what God has told me. And it gets worse. When you have an orgasm, the demons somehow are eating and drinking your sexual fluids. I don't know how it works. I would have to have a direct vision from God or more knowledge from God, but I'm sharing with you what God's telling me. They eat and drink your sexual fluids when you masturbate. They lust after it. They crave your sexual fluids. They can't get enough. They'd want to get it day and night, day and night, day and night. But praise God, God restrains them. God's restraining the evil. But I want you to know that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to us. They're eating and drinking our sexual fluids, somehow, spiritually speaking, some way. Jesus turned these spirits into monsters. When these angels rebelled against God, Jesus zapped them somehow, or the Father did. I don't know which one. I would assume it was Jesus, but I don't know that. It could be God. But God zapped them and turned them into monsters. And there's different kinds of spirits. There's over 1 trillion evil spirits, probably much, much, much more than that. And some of them want to eat and drink your sexual fluids. Some of them want to have an orgasm inside of you. And this is what's happening with masturbation. So as we hit the 16-minute mark, what's the point here? The point here is pride. Pride is the number one culprit why God gives us over to masturbation. Now remember, there could be 10,000 reasons why God gives us over to masturbation. I'm only singling out pride. And I'll end the video by saying this. We got to humble ourselves. The masturbation battle is not going to go away until Jesus gives permission, until Jesus commands it. You can command these demons to go away until you're blue in the face. They're not going anywhere until Jesus commands them to leave. Now, should you be practicing your spiritual warfare? Yeah, of course. Should you be commanding the demons behind this masturbation to leave you with God's direction? Yes. Yes. You should be practicing faith that God will make them leave. Yes. You should be practicing faith that they have to leave you. Yes, you should. I pray this video is going to change the way you're thinking about this. I pray it's going to change the way you're feeling about this. I pray it's going to change your whole outline to sexuality about this. And most importantly, I pray God's going to bless you, bless you, bless you, and bless you for the few of you who are going to watch this video. Praise God.